Let's get it on. Yeah. 1, 2. This is Big Dave. Know how I do it on the Grand Hoop production. That's by the KP Army. Come on, come on. My story, my story. You tuned in. You tuned in. Self-made.
Welcome back to the Self-Made Guided Tour. I'm Big Dave, thanks for tuning in. And as I said, you know, we're going to take into the heart of every track on the album. And let's kick it off with track 1, We Are KP, featuring Miss Kitty B on the hook. What can I say? You know, I wanted to come out hard, come out swinging. I wanted to set the scene for the album and for my career from here on in. And you know, me and Grant thought this would be the track to do that. This may have been my debut solo album, but you know, the road to creating it and getting it out there was a journey and a half, you know, mixtapes, DVDs, free downloads, demos. Got to work your way up, you know what I mean? Along the way, I learned a lot about the music industry, about the recording process, about myself as an artist, as an MC. You know, I paid my dues and had a chance to learn from some of the best. This song kind of signified that I've got all the tools now, you know, that the underdog's here and he's ready to be here, that, you know, I've learned everything I need to know to make it in the music industry and that I deserve to be here. To take it another step further, you know, this track's to let my supporters know and even more than that, let the haters know that I'm good to go. You know, I've got some big plans and won't be letting anyone stand in my way.
Good to go, seize the land, grip the world right in my hand, crash a kingdom where I stand, a general calling battle plan, roll the tanks, incoming jets, bank bolt through with mad respect, the heart combined with intellect, the fist combined with digitech.
I'm about to prove this time, yeah, that I'm never gone, now that I've come to life. I'm about to prove this time, yeah, that I'm never gone, now that I've come to life. Just like I told you, that's right, I told you, I always told you. Just like I told you, that's right, I told you, told you, told you, told you, told you, told you.
Track 2, Hey Girl, definitely one of my favourite hip-hop style joints off the album. We've got Joell Ortiz from Slaughterhouse on this one, we got Kurupt from the Dog Pound on this one, and to be on a track with these two guys, you know, it's a real honour, you know, a couple of guys at this level, but to have them two on a track with me on my own album, that's a whole nother ball game entirely. This track is actually the first track on the album before we even started planning the album. It was around the time that Joell was getting signed by Eminem to Shady Records. I was talking to a friend of mine in New York, and you know, just telling him I was a big Joell fan and just, you know, basically saying how it was good to see him getting the success he deserved.
Yeah.
And one thing led to another, and my mate drops the bomb that he actually knows Joell, you know, said he might be able to get him on a track with me. Then next minute, you know, Joell's standing by for a beat.
Let's go.
At the time, KP Records, my label, had 2 in-house producers, DJ Frags and Grant Who, and so, you know, I let them know what was going on and asked them to send some beats through, and like 24 hours later I got like 15 or 20 beats. So I picked the top 2, you know, one from each producer and sent them straight through to Joell. A few days later, Joell's picked one of the beats. It was this real bass heavy intro from Grant Who. After that, I had about 2 or 3 week wait on my hands, maybe a month. Joell was on tour at the time, so had to wait till we get access to a studio to record, but eventually he found time to lay it down and it was definitely worth the wait. You know, he picked a song theme, laid down a real tight verse and sent everything back through. And after that, the song pretty much just sat in my vault for about a year or so. You know, I played around with some hooks and verses for it, but since I didn't have any proper project for the song, I just, you know, kept it safe. And maybe a year after Joell had recorded his verse, I hooked up with Kurupt for the first time. We did a local show down here together in Canberra, got to know each other.
Yeah, Kurupt, doing it big in Canberra. Oh boy! Wait till tonight, and then you'll see how we party. Right.
Oh, party!
I grew up on the Dog Pound, so meeting Kurupt was a real trip. And one of the good things was, Unlike a lot of these other, you know, big American stars that come down and tour Australia, that come down with a big ego, he was a real nice guy, you know, real down to earth. Performing with him on my home turf was a real experience too, you know. Down here in the dirty south, I think it was all the way down in Tuggers there, down at Marram. And yeah, no, I'll never forget that.
Time to get this motherfucker crack. DPG is in the building. Tampa running in the Aussie. That's what I'm talking about. Are y'all having a good time? Can you hear y'all? Are y'all having a good time? Let's do it. Hold up. But my niggas everything on these songs. Sing it.
At one point, after a few drinks, we're up there dancing around and that, you know, we ended up turning around doing this Mad KP Records chant for the crowd. What a crazy weekend. Anyway, back to how the track came together, and a while after I met Kurupt, he was back in Australia touring with Snoop Dogg, and you know, after the tour was over, he hung around for a couple of weeks, and I get this call out of the blue, and Kurupt was in Sydney, and he wanted to know how far the drive was from Sydney to Canberra, and he was talking about wanting to make some paper together and stuff, and I wasn't really 100% sure what he was talking about, but I thought maybe he had an idea for another show or something like that. And then a few hours later, Kurupt's down here in Canberra in my garage studio dropping freestyles with the KP family.
While you're running in, these cunts are running out. Hear the fucking shit that I'm spitting coming out my mouth. I'm from the south, dirty motherfuckers know that. And no rap, Big Dave, don't you step back. I spit forth with a jab and a right hook. Read books, fuck, I'll leave your fucking jaw shook. Leave the whole shit cooked in the kitchen. Spitting, bitch, you ain't doing shit when you're ripping. Ah!
She's a monster, and she'll find nothing greater. She loves to chew balls just like an alligator. Dolly in the building, I'm the number one choice. Coming in this bitch and bust, I can get your girl moist. I got too much for you, I'll just ignore you. Run through this motherfucker, cause this is how I do ya. I got a bitch that love to just suck on dick. All she really wanna do is fuck with this shit we call gangster. We don't fuck with gangsters. Telling your bitch to just beat it. Look, pull out my dick and then tell her eat it. I really don't give a fuck what it is that you talking. When you see a real G in the hood, see you got it locked down. Pop rounds, I drop clowns. I'ma show you what it is when our homies be pulling out. That 9 to the nickel straight to the 9. 17 of them hit your head to your spine. Most of these niggas looking, man, they recline. Back when they fall, break up the jaw, fall. Everybody wanna see the dog.
He's recording anyway.
Oh, don't you know I'm a hog?
So the drinks, whatever else are flowing, you know, everyone's having a good time. Turns out Kurupt's idea was to work on a couple tracks together and possibly even work on an album together. So first collab on the agenda is a Kurupt guest verse for my album, and straight away I'm thinking, oh man, we got to get Kurupt on this track with Ortiz, this Hey Girl track. It's gonna be something else. My mate Deon had been working on a hook for the song, and you know, it started to come together, but I thought, you know, having Kurupt on it as well, man, it would take it to another level. So yeah, Kurupt grabs a pen and starts thinking his verse right there. Guy's a veteran, so it didn't take him long to get a mad 16 down, and then he headed straight in the booth, and I can remember the whole garage just going dead silent while he was recording.
Everyone, whoever's going to stay in is going to be ultra quiet, please.
I think we're all thinking, damn, you know, how have we got Kurupt recording in the garage?
What we gonna make right now is just straight music that they gonna bang in Japan, everywhere you could think of with this type of shit.
I just put it on loop, bro. Yeah, it's coming through good, man.
Let's see how that sounds. Yeah.
Alright, here we go, man.
That sounded sick.
Excellent.
Yeah.
So punch me in after it comes off. I mean,
So I'll play that back and I'll just record it and I'll just let it loop. And you jump in after that, or
you'll punch me in after.
well, what I'll do is I'll just have it
Oh, matter of fact, just put me on the truck.
yeah, sweet.
She loves to chew balls like crocs and lawnmowers. Still in Chevy on bounce with a half ounce. A girl that gives head for a half an ounce. My entire KP squad's in the house. Big Dave know what the fuck we're talking about. While you coming in, we'll be running out to another house. And we'll be yelling out.
Wait, that
Balls like crocs and lawnmowers.
Wait, that one's banging, man. I tried not to laugh, man.
I really know a girl like that too. She's chew balls. What's she looking in your eyes? I'm turn upside down. You know what I mean? You can chew balls like crocs and lawnmowers. A girl that gives head for I have a house. Big Dave know what the fuck we're talking about.
That'd be right there, man. Play big soldiers in the house. Hey! Turn the main up. Alright, mate.
Kurupt young daddy.
They're old, but they're very still long.
You know what I noticed about your girl, man? She loves everything about you, but nothing about you. What up, Big Dave? Now I'm bringing backgrounds up just a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
Kurupt young daddy. Is this about the money, or is it about the fame, or the fact that your girl wanna suck me till I'm drained? Every way I look at it, it's still the same as the game. It ain't my fault your girl isn't trained.
After that, we did a remix of this track called Storyteller I had on the internet at the time. Then we did another couple free downloads and ended the day with working on what would be the first track for the Joell album we were talking about doing together.
Yeah, Grand Who, killing them. We're gonna make this album, we're gonna make it bigger. Trump. Yeah!
By late afternoon, he had to jet back north, so we finished up.
Hey, what's up? This Kurupt and I'm out back, bitch. Doing it big. KP is in the building. Records, motherfucker. And you know, this is our second time really getting into this and doing this big. You dig what I'm saying? We laid like 3 good jewels. So we hope y'all enjoy it. KP Records, Pentagon Entertainment. Kurupt Young Gotti, bitch. What up, Big Dave?
Peace, man. Take care, man.
I'm gonna send you my, I'm gonna text you my Gmail too.
Yeah, please, man. Yeah, appreciate it. All right, man. Take care, Kurupt. Thank you.
Take care.
So now we had a track with 2 of hip-hop's best lyricists. You know, I took the Kurupt verse and put it safely in the vault with the Joell Ortiz verse. And now, you know, it sat there for a few months until Grant came up in April, I think it was, and we started working on my album, and then the whole track came together. As I said earlier, Joell picked the theme for the track. I guess you could say it was a bit of a warning not to bring your girl to a club around guys like us. And that was kind of ironic, because when it came time to write my verse, I had the perfect story for it. If you know me, you know I like to keep my my lyrics factual, and so I tapped into the story of how I picked up my fiancée Stacey. I'm down here at Mesh Club Canberra. It's Tuesday night, about 2 AM, so places all closed up tonight. Back in the day, before it was Mesh, they called this club Insomnia, and yeah, this is the place where I met my fiancée Stacey. She was actually hooked up with a resident DJ at the time, but as soon as I saw her, I knew I had to have her. After I met her, it was all over because she was like the perfect girl and I'd never met anyone like her. Definitely wasn't easy though. She was taken at the time, as I said, so she was playing hard to get. I didn't give in on anything easy, and I gave chase. You know, she was interested, she just needed a bit of persuading, and I absolutely wasn't going to let a girl like that slip through my fingers. On weekends, I was chasing around the clubs down here in Civic. You know, weekdays, I sent her flowers to her work, met her for coffee, was doing what I had to do. And it was actually in this club one night, I gave her a real nice gold bracelet. It took some time, but I won her over in the end, and it was definitely worth the effort because she's one hell of a girl.
Whip through calisthenics, cause when I pull up, all the ladies work it out, bring their shoes and their purses out, try to pick out the perfect clout, show me what all they cares about. I will sweat they burn right out, my sex can go to murder out. They wanna suck me off cause I rhyme, call that word of mouth. I'ma lift your legs and thighs and my strokes mesmerizing. I hope you like back shots, that's what I specialize in. You bring your wife to the club, homie, you jeopardize. As soon as you turn to that bar, your baby recognize. And next time leave Kathy home. I don't wanna break up a happy home. I don't wanna hit it from the front, from the back, from the side. I don't wanna make Kathy moan. Okay, I'm lying, homie, yes I do.
Let's get it on. Yeah. 1, 2. This is Big Day. Know how I do it. On a Grand Hoop production. G-Dub. That's by the KP Army. Come on, come on. My story. My story. You tuned in. You tuned in. To self-made.